Hey, thanks for joining me. We are playing Season, A Letter to the Future. I think by the time this video will be on YouTube, the game will be fully released. Let's give it a go. I am walking into this pretty blind. I know that it is an artistic telling of a story, so...
Who are you? I don't know, but I'm writing to you anyway. Where are you? How far in the future? Where'd you find my journal? I may never know, but you can know me from what I put down on these pages. I come from a little village in the mountains. No one has left here since before I was born. But our lives changed overnight. Just a few days ago when my best friend had a prophetic dream. A vision that the elder said means this season is going to end soon. The world is about to enter a new era. A great change is coming. Everyone was afraid. I was surrounded by questions and I began to feel how little I know. What is this season that is about to end, and why is it ending? What exactly is out there that could turn the world inside out? If there are still voices singing and laughing in the wilderness, I could record them before they're gone. I also thought of my dad, who always wanted to see the outside world but never did. So, I asked if I could leave. The elder had one condition for letting me go. That I take what I collect to the museum vault, a palace of art and memory at the edge of the earth. She says it's the only place safe from the turmoil of a changing season. I hope that's where you're reading this now. I can't stop the change that is coming, but this time on Earth could live on in these pages. What it looks like, sounds like, how it feels to be alive right now. I'm writing to you at the crack of dawn on the morning I leave home. I can smell breakfast cooking in the other room, and I can hear my mom's voice.
Three, two, one. Hooray! Mr. Lotto's here.
A Catalogue of Strangers, Fearsome Tales, Blaya Children. A Catalogue of Strangers, Fearsome Tales. The Catalogue of Strangers is an introduction to the more frightful aspects of this world. A reasonable amount of fear and fun makes it prudent, children.
My bag and Dad's camera, ready for the great departure. My bag and Dad's camera, ready for the great departure.
I hope you like him more than you would have liked a fish. Wandering Tale Festival 8-1. Folded. Colorful bug. Old Bill. The owl spreads her wings over prosperity. The bill is worth 10 poems. Hold on 1 second. See if this is easier to play with a controller. Oh, didn't mean to leave the room.
The last moment in this little house. There used to be 3 of us here. My mom and dad and me. Soon it will be just her. Her and all these memories. But in this moment, everything is the same as ever. Until I shift my weight. The floorboards creak. Mom hears it and turns to me.
You're up. What are you doing standing there? Time to get going. It's gonna be a beautiful morning. I'm making progress. I found the burner, camera, recorder, travel bag. Breakfast is in progress. Still gotta make a pendant. We haven't used this in so long. Good thing I saved the instructions. Just as you would use a shield to protect your body, an identity pendant protects your mind. Your thoughts, memories, everything that makes you, you. We don't wear them here in the village anymore, but if you're going into the outside world, I'll feel better when you've got a pendant shielding you. I will worry until you're gone, and then I'll have total confidence in you. In times of war, a pendant can be used to identify a body. Let's skip that part. Objects have 2 layers, the physical and the mental. The pendant needs to absorb both. 1. Collect a sentimental object for each sense: sound, smell, feel, sight, taste. 2. Feel the sense and speak aloud a memory of the object. 3. Feed the object into the burner. The memory will leave the speaker as it is transferred to the pendant. That means I'll forget the memory after I say it. It's supposed to be painless, at least.
I could do it and lose the memories instead.
No, you must remember everything. That's your role.
Let's try.
Okay, so this old tape should work for our sense of sound. I remember you and I fell asleep listening to this tape. Your dad came home, We all rested together until it got dark. What an odd feeling. Like an absence, disappearing. The empty space fills itself back in until I forget that I forgot anything at all. I'm glad I'm only losing a few memories. If I lost too many, I wouldn't even know who you are. You should pick the rest of the objects. I'll lose the memories, but you'll have them independent forever. So they should be important to you. They should be parts of your identity you want to be sure to protect. So think about what these items and what the memories would preserve about you. Let's do smell next. Find an object with a strong odor and that holds a piece of you.
Good. I can go back to the room and take a look at this photo here.
Nothing. I was born in the glow of my parents' love. Nothing. I remember who my dad was.
I think we're gonna get smell in the bedroom. I didn't see anything that made me think smell.
Ancient, perfume, sweet. Nothing is ever lost. Sweet, wax, honey. How I've tried to save things.
What did you choose for smell? Let's breathe in deep. I remember. These were a present from your friend Pate. It was such a special gift that you wouldn't eat a single one. But after a while, the candy became as hard as rocks. The candy was meant to give one moment of sugary joy. And you realized, we talked about this, that by trying to save them, they lost their purpose. It might have been better to just enjoy them in the moment. Now touch. Pick something with a texture you like.
I was leaning towards the teddy bear.
My hand in my own hand. This speaks to how my mom loves me.
Okay, I can't use that. It's gonna be something she needs.
Wax, soft, ancient wall. I was loved by people I have no memory of. Fabric, skin, plush, limbs. This speaks to how my dad loved me.
So what did you end up choosing?
Mr. Lotto.
Okay, feel the object. I remember. You used to take him everywhere with you. One night, you forgot him in the plaza. It was cold and raining that night. But your dad leaped into action as if the doll was a real member of the family. I have this image of his face as he ran out into the storm, completely serious, no hesitation. And when your dad returned with the doll, I forgot for a moment that he's just fabric, stitched into the form of an animal. It felt as if he had a soul, because you'd projected one into him. What was dear to you was dear to us. We were whole. For a little while.
And I'm taking that memory from her. Are you okay?
I'm fine. Let's do sight next. Pick something that looks nice.
Looks nice.
Poisoned, blue, shine. I look closely. Dad by my hand. I remember who my dad was.
So, what did you end up choosing?
A sketch I made for Dad.
I remember your dad sitting a long time while you did this portrait of him. But you spent most of the time erasing, getting it down to fewer and fewer details. He's been gone for years now, and yet when I look at these lines, I remember what he was like around the house. The way he moved, danced, and laughed. You really captured him, his way of being, his soul. What is a force in the world that makes everything go away? How could a few lines on a scrap of paper resist it? For how long? You were so young when you learned that the love in our lives is not constant. People are never replaced. They just go. We see them in these lines until the lines go too. For taste, we can eat breakfast and feed some to the burner. The memory I'll lose is the one we're forming right now. I want you to have it forever. You're standing here. You're having a last taste of home. Now you're protected by lost memories. A gem of home around your neck. This is my only condition for letting you go. You must promise me never to take the pendant off. And never tamper with it.
Yes, of course.
Okay? Then I'm okay with you leaving. I think your camera and bag are still in your room. It's time to gather them up. I've lost so much. How could the world ask me to lose you too? Look at us. There we are. There we were. We'll always be right here on this beautiful morning.
This is gonna make me feel all the feels, isn't it? Goodbye ritual, inspiration available.
I just performed a ritual with my mom. The moment has passed, but I'll record it in these pages for you, for the future.
Place enough keepsakes to unlock an inspiration. My mother's lost memory protect my mind from diseases of the outside world. The future will hear what I heard and see what I see. Dad by my hand. The candy was meant to give one moment of sugary joy. By trying to save them, they lost their purpose.
I never knew when my mom would share a memory of Dad while cooking, on a walk, with no warning. It knocked the wind out of me. Rituals take this grief and give it a shape and a story. Filling in this journal is a ritual too, but for a loss that hasn't hit us yet.
Oh, I can really get into this if decorating. My mother's, let's see. Here. Oh, can make it smaller. Oh, well, let me... Pages. Okay.
I've brought tools to record the sights and sounds of this season. I'll start by recording the only place I've ever known. We have plenty of fresh water here. I wonder if it's more scarce in the outside world. Public sleep music is a tradition of ours here. When the music ends, the village will begin to wake up. Last night there was a goodbye party here in the plaza. Everyone was so afraid for me. To understand that fear, to understand where I grew up, you have to know the man standing watch over the plaza, Dr. Fumio. This is Dr. Fumio and his son. The statue isn't as old as it looks. The artist wore it down to give it a feeling of ancientness and the authority that comes with it. Dr. Fumio and his son founded Cairo back in 776. They live on through our traditions. There are 3 murals celebrating Dr. Fumio's work. Pate loves fish, even though nobody here has ever seen one.
I bet this is one of his murals over here. We mark the day Dr. Fumio cured memory excess.
Remembering everything must be painful. Dr. Fumio brought peace to so many people here.
Floral Cures, come learn medicinal plant recipes handed down from Dr. Fumio.
We learn to grow cures for maladies from the outside world, even though they seem to be long gone. It's just tradition. I wish I could tell you more about this poster, but I never thought to ask what it means. Now we'll both never know what it means. Oh well.
My village was created to survive the turning of seasons, but I don't want to just survive. I want to know life and carry it into the future. Happy to know that we can run. I was afraid we weren't going to be able to.
The elder sought out Dr. Fumio to cure her mother, who was suffering from time misperception.
The game does have a bit of a loading lag problem. You walk so far and the game freezes up for kind of a substantial amount of time. Music and poetry tonight.
This is the cafe where my dad used to read his poems. He wrote one for me. Maybe he wrote it for you too. This is a healing instrument created by Dr. Fumio. It draws on the pure mountain air.
Goodbye.
Pate's little daydream of leaving this place, of seeing something weird. Dr. Fumio said the dream sickness was caused by something very powerful. He wasn't able to cure it. Caro Village is nice if you're a child or an old person. But for those of us in between, I need to leave. A village that was created as a place to heal. Is that where my instinct to try to help comes from? It's so strange to imagine I'll be shaped by places and people I haven't met yet. So strange to imagine that I might feel at home somewhere else. Dr. Fumio was an important person, but we also just have a need to put a human face on events that are beyond our control. He may have felt just as scared and helpless as everyone else. A wish fell off the tree. I'm not supposed to read them, but it might be good for you to have an example of one.
I hope she comes back and tells everyone it's safe to leave.
I can go against tradition a little for posterity. Smells like an old man's toes dipped in cinnamon. I had to drink this gross potion last night. Like my pendant, it's supposed to protect my brain.
I don't know what I was expecting from this game because, again, I walked into it completely blind. I'm enjoying it. It's going a little differently than I guess I thought it was. From the screenshots, I thought, it was an old-timey... I don't know what I thought. But I'm enjoying it. I do have to stop soon. But...
I go fishing here with my best friend Pate, even though there's nothing to catch. We both appreciate the silence.
Founded in
Carroll
710.
Village was founded during the modernity. Much later, Dr. Fumio arrived and remade it in his image. This flower means you're in my thoughts. The morning after the search was called off for Dad, our doorstep was covered in them. The ruins in the distance were used to make us afraid of the outside world. Dangerous and impossible to reach, they said.
Let's see.
Is it recording?
Yes.
Okay. How to leave home for my daughter. Find a sacred square of earth. Lay down so you have the dirt at your back. Close your eyes. Close everything. Do you see for yourself? You see for the dead, for the unborn. Do you listen for yourself? You listen for the dead, for the unborn. Your ancestors are in that dirt. All the living and all the dead are holding you up. Now, stand. They're still there, aren't they? It's time to move, to entangle yourself everywhere with everyone. So the next time you lay down in the dirt, you will have so much more to tell them.
That's actually really sweet. Alright, I'm gonna call the episode done here. Thank you guys for keeping me company. I believe it's going to just be a slow and calm walking simulator with a story to be told.